Hey friends, if you're ready to start or maybe restart your photography business and get into the best position for growth and sustainable growth at that, then this video is going to be for you. So we are kicking off a new series here on the channel called the Photography Business Restart. So whether you are just starting out or, like I said, restarting, you're gonna get all the necessary steps and tools to make sure that you don't miss any of these steps along the way. Be sure that you are subscribed to this channel so that you don't miss out on videos that are coming up in this series. So to go along with this video, I actually have a free guide available to you below. So this guide is gonna walk you through the steps that you need to take when you're first setting up a photography business, or when you're trying to make sure that you've crossed all of your T's, you've dotted all the I's, and you're getting set up to be a legit business, and you're gonna put your best foot forward in doing so. So be sure to grab that guide so you can follow along today and get even more details that we probably won't even be able to get into today. So that guide is a super valuable resource. Today, you're gonna walk away with three things. You're going to be confident in the naming of your business, and I'm gonna give you a couple tips for how to check the availability of your name very, very quickly across platforms. Number two, you're gonna set your services and prices so that you know what you're offering clients. And then number three, we're going to talk about your target audience, your target client, so we know who you're trying to market to as a photographer. If we haven't met yet, I'm Joy Michelle. I am the founder of Photoboss. I started Photoboss in 2017 because frankly, I felt like it was a little too complicated and lonely to start a photography business, and I never want other people to feel this way. So now, having started Photoboss and the Photoboss Facebook group, which is now over 10,000 members, there are people from around the world that can help you and be right alongside with you in your photography journey. So be sure to join that Facebook group. It's completely free, and you too can be a Photoboss. Okay, so you've decided you want to start your photography business. The first thing that you're going to need is a name for your business. Now, a lot of people just go with their name because as photographers, most of the time we're solopreneurs and we work for ourselves. It's just us. And as a service-based business, it makes sense to use your name in your business. Now, there are a couple of considerations to think about, and knowing your vision for where you think your business might go could be helpful for you here if you may want to expand and have other photographers working for you, or this be a business that you may one day sell. So that would be the other reason why you might not want to use your name. But most people find that their name is perfect for what they're doing in their business. Now, you might run into this issue where your name isn't available as a domain name or on social media platforms. So when you look into today's guide that you grabbed for free, there's going to be a link for how you can check the availability of your business name or just your business name idea across the board really quickly in just one click. So if you're still toying around with some different name ideas for your business, one thing that you're going to want to check is whether or not the domain name or the URL for the website is even available. So you want to check on that availability, but you also want to check and see if this name is available on other social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and places like that. And inside of the free guide that you downloaded already, there is a way to check this quickly across platforms. So you can check out, an abbreviated version of your name or different options that you've been thinking about for your business and know whether or not it exists on those different platforms or not. And I think this is important because you want to make sure that the name that you choose is generally the same across all of the different platforms that you're going to be showing up on as a photographer with your portfolio, from your website to Instagram to Facebook and beyond. All right, so next in the guide, you're going to have to establish your service offerings and basically what the packages are going to be that you are offering to prospective clients. So if you're a portrait photographer, you can decide what kind of portrait offerings you will offer. Will they be on site somewhere? Maybe perhaps you have a studio or you plan to rent a studio. Knowing ahead of time what types of photography service offerings you will have is super important. That way, when you get all of these things set up that we're going to go over here in this series, you're ready for inquiries to come in and you're ready to hand them what will be your brochure of options and your prices. Now, I went over pricing recently in a couple different videos, so I'm going to link those down below. I have a couple of different considerations for how to set effective prices in your business, things to be thinking about, and I have a whole video dedicated to this. So I'm going to link that up in the cards and also down below. But it's important that you look at what your costs of doing business are. So what did your camera cost? What does your website cost? And what have you put into your business so far that you really need to account for in those prices? You also need to consider your authority in the marketplace, if you're brand new, you're not going to be able to garner as high of prices quite yet, but knowing where you want to be is an important consideration when you are strategizing for your business. So go ahead and watch those pricing videos after you're done here today. The next step in your photography business is really to consider who your ideal target audience might be, because believe it or not, anybody who wants to pay you to take pictures is not necessarily your target audience. And you have to know that in order to market more effectively. And we're going to get into that in later videos, all about social media marketing and how to get your name out there and get visibility, especially when you're first starting out and you just need free organic marketing. So we're definitely going to get into that. Hang on, be sure to subscribe for that so you don't miss out. You really need to know first and foremost what kind of clients you want to be working with. Now, I think it can be sometimes a little limiting to think about just one person, one avatar, right? Of an ideal human who would buy your services. So really, I like to think of this as maybe a group of people or a range of people, but all of them share commonalities in the budget that you are at, your geographical location, your style as an artist, so on and so forth. So inside of the guide that you grab, you'll see some considerations and ways that you can narrow this down and get a little more specific without getting so hyper specific that it becomes difficult to even know where you would market to them, right? So trying to take this concept and make sure that you've thought about the fact that, you know, somebody who is looking for a newborn photographer may be a different client and look for completely different things than someone who's looking for, you know, pet photography or something like that. So really thinking about the type of photography you offer in step 2, and then bringing that into step 3 here with your ideal client and thinking about who that person is good to have in mind. And this is something that you're going to be working on over time. You don't just come up with this one time and then leave it. It's kind of a work in progress type of thing. All right, so once you've picked your name, you have some services, and you've decided who the client is in the audience, you're going to want to go through some really basic steps of getting your domain name, getting an email address, and your Google business listing. All of this is inside of the guide available to you below, so be sure you grab that. It's going to take you through a little itemized list just to make sure that you've set all of these things up, you've linked them together properly, and you're ready to go on to the next step. All right, so in part 2, you're gonna learn about websites, portfolio, building an effective portfolio and choosing that portfolio, and some legalities to look out for in your business to make sure you're set up for success, that you stay out of trouble, and that your business is fully legit. So be sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that next video, and go ahead and check out the links below. I've curated a list of relevant videos that I've made here on my channel about pricing, marketing, and setting yourself up for success when you're first starting out as a photographer. I will see you in that next video.